Oman's capital on Friday, though Secretary of State Marco Rubio has pushed back on an effort to limit the talks to Iran's nuclear program.
I think in order for talks to actually lead to something meaningful, they will have to include certain things. And that includes the range of their ballistic missiles. That includes their sponsorship of terrorist organizations across the region.
And he says the treatment of the Iranian people after a deadly crackdown on protests last month. Life in prison without parole for Ryan Ruth, the man convicted in the second Trump assassination attempt on a Trump golf course in Florida during the 2024 campaign. Defense attorney Martin Roth plans to appeal.
I think the judge may have mistakenly applied the federal crime of terrorism enhancement.
The defense was asking for a 27-year sentence. Ruth is about to turn 60. The U.S. Supreme Court turns away an appeal from California Republicans challenging the state's redrawn congressional map, which was approved by voters as multiple states work on redistricting ahead of the midterm elections. The U.S. is pushing for a new rare earth trading bloc to counter China's dominance and calling it a chance at self-reliance.
The proposal laid out by Vice President J.D. Vance would set up a preferential trade zone for critical minerals protected from external disruptions.
Together, we want members to form a trading bloc among allies and partners.
Speaking at a conference of foreign ministers, Vance says the bloc would guarantee American access to industrial might and expand production globally, all to push back on China flooding the market with raw materials, undercutting competitors.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Some wild swings on Wall Street, but the Dow up 259 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lawyers for President Trump are trying again to have his hush money-related case in New York moved to federal court.
U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein heard arguments on whether the case of money paid to adult film actress Stormy Daniels should have remained a state case. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled last November that Hellerstein did not properly consider the president's request to move it to a federal court. Jeffrey Wall, representing the president, argued with the judge, saying the president's actions were protected by immunity, which a U.S. Supreme Court ruling supported. Stephen Wu, with the Manhattan DA's office, argued this action was Trump's private conduct, not an official act.
Fox's Gernal Scott, the defense is appealing the president's conviction on charges of falsifying business records. The Bahama Breeze restaurant chain is closing down.
14 of the 28 locations still operating will shutter their doors for good April 5th. The other half will remain open for business, but will be undergoing a transformation away from the brand known for its Caribbean-inspired cuisine, featuring seafood, chicken, steak, and salads with tropical flavors. Signature items include coconut shrimp and seafood paella. Parent company Darden Restaurants, with a portfolio that includes, among others, Olive Garden and Longhorn Steakhouse, will erase Bahama Breeze by turning it into different restaurant brands under its umbrella over the next 12 to 18 months.
Fox's CJ Papa, the company not saying which of its restaurants will move into those locations. Just getting reports of an 8-player trade in the NBA, including Anthony Davis, who headlined a trade last year that angered fans, sending NBA star Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks to the LA Lakers. A source tells the Associated Press Davis is now set to leave Dallas, going to the Washington Wizards, along with 3 guards, the Mavericks getting several players and draft picks in return. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
The Stones, who's their lead singer?
Are you serious right now?
Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger was
Mick
up there
Jagger.
in a really tight T-shirt.
He's always wearing a tight
and
T-shirt.
his arm flaps were flapping around, and it ruined it forever for me.
What?
I can't even listen to the Stones right now without visualizing that show and thinking, I don't know who's left to do the halftime show.
There's plenty of... Look, we haven't even scratched the surface on some rock bands that could do it. You could...
Who?
You could get away with Foo Fighters doing it. You could get away with... Metallica could do it and do a lighter set. I don't want to put this into the atmosphere because I don't personally want it to happen. But you could have a band like Creed do it to make people happy.
Oh,
and
gosh, that would be... What do you mean you don't want it to happen?
Because I don't like Creed at all. But I'm just saying they could do it.
Wow.
Yeah, at least I know who the band members are.
I know Creed.
You hate on Mick Jagger, and you didn't even know his name, for God's sake.
Listen, Scott Staff is not...
Staff?
Staff.
Did you say staph?
I said Staff.
He's like a staph infection, though.
Oh, my God.
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Going to take you higher this afternoon, baby.
Higher.
You don't sound enough like a goat when you do the vocals. To a place where golden. Now you sound like Creed. I hope you're having a fantastic one. It is The Drive. How's your day going so far, sir?
Well, it's hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing okay, I got a couple of tax forms in the mail. Anytime that happens, I get nervous. I don't know why.
We're coming for you.
That's how it feels. But it's really just here. You need to use these forms to file your taxes, but it always makes me a little nervous when I see them.
Paying your taxes is just the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
They're like, you owe us money. And we're like, how much? And they're like, I don't know.
Hey, the lead in the sports world today, about 100 big NBA trades happened. And Anthony Davis on the move. Once again, you may have just heard that. Anthony Davis with the Mavs. We can look at all that stuff. And, of course, there's a big Illini game tonight. 2 big Illini games tonight, the men and women.
At the same time?
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Are you going to try to double up with 2 TVs or something?
Well, the women's game is on BTN Plus. So
that's right. So you got to have the subscription.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you go to a B-Dubs or something, and they'll have them both on. It's a thought.
It's a thought.
That's a thought. They got to pay for this stuff. But, yeah, men and women playing tonight at 8 o'clock. Also, Brett Bielema going to meet with the media this evening before the men's game at State Farm Center, and he'll talk about signing day today. What a pretty great day it was for Illinois football when it was all said and done, as Coach Bielema completed one of the top-rated classes in program history. Did you see the 3 signees that he brought in?
I did see...
See the names we've got. Caden Considine from Byron, Illinois.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out there.
Defensive back.
I know it's too soon. It's whatever, because it was against Unity.
Mm-hmm.
That was maybe the greatest high school playoff game I've ever seen in my entire life.
And that was wild.
Considine dominated.
Yeah, he's good.
So fun to see that, and then to see him sign with the Illini.
Speaking of a local kid playing, Jacob Harvey, wide receiver from Mount Zion, he's going to be signing with the Illini as well, and wide receiver Leslie Mosley Jr. from Belglade, Florida. So a couple of receivers and a DB. And overall, here's the rankings for them. The Illini's class ranked 22 in the nation by On3, 23 in the nation by 24/7 Sports, and 24 by ESPN. And the previous top-ranked classes were 22 in 07 and 08. So it's been a minute since you had top 25 classes, so not too bad. So Coach Bielema will talk about that. Again, that's at 6:30. And our guy, Nephew Coop, he'll be there. Get a little audio for us as well. Appreciate you, Nephew. Speaking of family.
Yeah.
So that's Nephew Coop.
Yep.
We got an uncle visiting us in about an hour.
Oh, yeah?
A real uncle.
A real uncle.
Radio uncle. Uncle Lon is going to be joining us today. If you missed at the end of yesterday's show, Lonte, you know him, you love him. He's going to make a little time for us in the 4 o'clock hour. He's going to come by the studio and hang out today.
Is he actually an uncle?
I think so. He's my uncle. He's your uncle now, too, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, buddy. You don't get to choose your radio uncles. Yeah, Lonte going to be joining us during the 4 o'clock hour, and he's just going to hang out. We're just going to hang. We're going to talk, cut up, see how life's been going for Uncle Lon. I know a lot of people have questions. I know he's made a couple of appearances here and there. He was on with Werner doing the podcast a week or so back, and, he's talked with some other local media folks, but this will be the first time he's done any radio, so, and what a place to do it, right here with us. His chair's still open, by the way. We haven't changed it. It might be a little dusty over there.
Was he over there?
He was over there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have to move.
No. Actually, that's Diane sits there, so it should be pretty clean, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Probably cleaned up pretty good.
Or we should just make him run the board.
No. No, I won't. No. Nope.
Hey.
Where the nose at? Where's it?
No.
Yeah, no. Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't do boards with Uncle Lon.
Lindy just sent a picture of his setup.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, dude.
What kind of setup are we working with here? What do you mean when you say setup?
He's got 3 different screens. He said you can come on over and pick your game.
Let's go.
Game of your choice.
Let's hang out with cousin Lindy today.
Yeah,
then.
he's got a good old setup here. So that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Not Carmen and Fisher says Creed is goated.
Yes.
309 says don't quit your day job. They're clearly talking to you with the Creed vocals, not me.
That can't be true.
Benny saying hello, Benny. Good to hear from you. As always, Benny always checks in with us on the text line. And Scott and Terre Haute, the GOAT is back. He's talking about Uncle Lon. That's right. Lon taking a joint during the 4 o'clock hour. And we'll talk all things Illini with him. I mean, he's going to have plenty of thoughts. I'm sure Lon will have thoughts on Illinois football, the departure of Aaron Henry, possible replacements. I know he's got lots of thoughts on basketball.
You just skipped a text.
What text did I skip?
Joe in Springfield.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see Joe in Springfield.
Okay.
Coldplay almost ruined the Super Bowl halftime show in 2016. Beyonce lifted it up. My vote is for Evan. Evan had a more complete list. No, he did not, but that's fine, Joe.
Thank you.
I think...
What? How are you going to say I didn't have a more...
Because you took Katy Perry with your first pick. You took arguably the worst halftime show ever.
There is no way that's the worst halftime. You're going to get me fired up. I'm going to get real mad. No, 100%. The worst halftime show ever was Black Eyed Peas. We can throw that out there right now.
I forgot about Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, okay. All right, that was pretty bad. I forgot about that one.
Okay. And then next we can go with what? You want to go with the Disney sing-along?
That one I hated. I hated that. I hated that one as a kid.
And then we could also go with The Who.
It pains my heart, but yeah, even back then when I saw it, I was like, The Who was bad. But I don't know if The Who's as bad as Katy Perry.
Oh my gosh, you don't even remember that show.
I remember. I remember Pete Townsend, and the shirt kept coming up, and you could see his belly, and people were making fun of his belly. I was like, you know what? You're gonna have a belly when you're old too. Leave Pete Townsend alone. There's nothing wrong with his tummy.
During the Katy Perry?
No, The Who.
Oh, I'm talking about Katy Perry, and I said you don't even remember that show.
I do remember that show.
No, it's one of the first shows to have the crazy visuals on the field.
Looked like a...
It was awesome.
It was something.
It was awesome.
It was something indeed. Chris Kwasinski, who is our friend from Fox 32 Chicago, he's going to join us in about 15 minutes. Not less than that, maybe about 10 minutes, and we're going to talk Illini versus Northwestern. What are you fired up about now?
Lindy has a batting cage in his garage.
Scott and Terre Haute voted for me. Well, Lindy does have a batting cage in his garage. Holy Columbus, Ohio. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. What a garage you got, Lindy. With your permission, Lindy, we're going to put this garage up on our socials because it's a worthy man cave you got there.
Lindy, I noticed something in this picture. Do you have a bounce house too? There's a bounce house blower up there on the shelf.
A bounce house and
I have
a batting
kids.
cage.
I know what that orange blower is. I'm for sure coming over if you got a bounce house.
Whew. We'll be a party at Lindy's today. A party with the drive today. Like I said, Chris Krasinski on the way in just a few, and then Uncle Lon in studio for the 4 o'clock hour. We'll see if he hangs out for the whole hour.
Hey, Scott and Terre Haute said Katy Perry was terrible unless you're a teenage girl. Scott, I just want to let you know you used the wrong "your."
Teenage dream is what he meant, unless you're a teenage dream. See what I did there?
I am a teenage dream.
Yes. Let's do some Illini headlines. It is basketball heavy because a lot of awards getting passed around over the last 24 hours. We mentioned Brett Bielema's presser at 6:30. It's going to be in the State Farm Center media room talking about signing day. The Illini, number 5, at home, hosting Northwestern tonight, State Farm Center. It's Hail to the Orange night, so Hail to the Orange out. So make sure you wear your orange. And also, they're going to have free T-shirts for the first 1,000 fans at the main west entrance. The Illini on an 11-game win streak. Speaking of which, freshman Keaton Wagler earned his latest national honor. He was named yesterday Oscar Robertson High Major Player of the Month for January by the U.S. basketball writers.
Wow.
And by the way, he was also the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. They announced that Keaton is a mid-season top 10 candidate for the 2026 Jerry West Award. Now, do you know why this is interesting?
Why is this interesting?
Do you know, or are you just being a smart aleck?
No, why?
Because it's supposed to go to the top shooting guards in the country.
Oh.
And Keaton plays point. Keaton plays point.
Does he?
He plays point, man.
I think it's an interchangeable. We're positionless basketball at this point.
Yeah.
He's 1 through 3.
Okay, well, it goes to the guy that dribbles up the court that's not a Balkan. How about that? You good with that? Yeah. It goes to the top shooting guards. Whatever. It's a pretty awesome. So there's another one. And here's one for Andre Stojakovic. Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame announced earlier today that Andre is a mid-season top 10 candidate for the Julius Erving Small Forward of the Year award. You can argue about whether he's not a small forward. Are you going to say that he's a shooting guard?
He's a positionless basketball player.
Okay, all right. And finally, we mentioned the Illini women's team. They are on the road tonight out in the Pacific Northwest, taking on Oregon, 8 o'clock. Tip-off on Big Ten Plus from Matthew Knight Arena. Hey, here's something for you as well. So, you know, Super Bowl Sunday, right? And the Illini women have got the home game. They want to do a sellout, right? That's the goal?
Yep.
So we happen to have tickets for that game.
No way.
Mm-hmm. We got tickets for that game, sir.
Because they got they got dollar wings and $7 domestics,
I'm
bro.
all about it, man. And that's not a commercial. Like, when we saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. You could pregame before your Super Bowl party.
That's pretty good.
And, we'll have some tickets to give away for that one today and tomorrow. So, again, that's the women's game this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, noon tip-off at State Farm Center. 217-359-2255 is your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Evan Stone, how you feeling about the Illini game tonight?
I honestly, it's one of those weird games where I literally have no opinions whatsoever.
You have opinions about everything.
I do have a lot of opinions, but tonight, I don't know if it's just full confidence, but it's like I'm not worried about this game at all.
They look like a team, and I said this the other day, they look like a team when they were playing Nebraska that was always in control. Like, that's there was never a moment when I was watching that game where I didn't feel like, even during that run in the first half for Nebraska, where I never felt like this is slipping away. It always felt like the Illini were in firm control, and Wagler was just kind of getting his in the second half.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, and that's what you talk about, an efficient team. One of the stats that I saw that was so fascinating is typically when you see a team that is rated as the number one offense, they have a lot of the time they have a tempo that is not necessarily sustainable. They're going super fast. They're up and down the floor.
Yeah.
But what I saw with the Illini that is different about them this year as the number one offense is that their tempo is right smack dab in the middle of the pack. It's like 158th or something like that. So it's a sustainable pace. It's not like they're just getting lucky or they're creating offense naturally. But because of that, I think you don't blow a lot of teams out. You have comfortable wins. And so when we look at like the middle to the lower pack of the Big Ten, I mean, obviously Rutgers comes in, you beat them by 30, whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of those games against the middle to lower Big Ten teams, those echelons, you're winning by 10 to 15 points, but it never feels nervy.
No. It's a good word. I like that. It never feels nervy.
No. You feel confident the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we got this. Yeah, I would like to pull away more, but I'm not really afraid of them dropping this game.
No. And you're beating the teams you're supposed to beat, thus the winning streak that you're on right now.
Yep.
Love to get your feedback on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. We know we're going to talk score predictions and all that stuff. We always do that every game day. Love to get yours at any time. 217-359-2255. Somebody already sent in a text for Uncle Lon. It was Andrew, formerly from, now in Portland. Andrew in Portland texted in a question for Uncle Lon. If you're just joining us and you missed it, our guy, Uncle Lonte, he's going to be in the studio with us and going to be hanging out for the 4 o'clock hour. Very, very much excited and looking forward to having Lon back in here with us and having some fun. If you got a question for him, feel free to ask. 217-359-2255. All right, so Etched in Stone, do you have any thoughts on that? Oh, we'll get into that later this hour.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
But I just want to mentally prepare you for it, sir.
Oh, okay.
Did we do okay last night? I got to be honest, I didn't pay any attention and fell asleep in my chair. I know that's not professional of me.
I need to check one game, but we were off to a rough start.
Uh-oh.
Because Miami, Ohio only won by 2.
Bums.
Akron only won by 4.
Ugh.
Texas was up by about 15, but they gave up a bunch of garbage time points to South Carolina, and so they also did not cover. I got to check UT Martin.
Garbage time.
That's the one.
That's why you got to cash out early if you can. You
Dude,
know?
listen, the cash outs are clutch.
Mm-hmm. You got to cash out.
Garbage time, especially in college basketball, can be devastating.
If you're up with college hoops, it's all right to cash out. All right, we're going to talk with Chris Kwasinski from Fox 32. He covers Northwestern and has been a friend of the show for a while now. Looking forward to talking with him next on The Drive.
I need to speak with someone in charge, a manager. Who's the manager?
Yes, ma'am. This is Paul Reekin from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. How can we help out?
Picture this, Paul from Dick Van Dyke, if that's your real name.
I'm also not wearing khakis, but go ahead.
I get home from work and I need a cold drink with ice. And instead of feeling that cool, refreshing air, I get warm air and a whiff of rotten meat.
That's gross.
So here's what I need, Paul from Dick Van Dyke. I need a new refrigerator.
We have hundreds in stock.
Don't get fresh with me, mister.
Excuse me?
I need it delivered tomorrow.
We have next day delivery guaranteed Monday through Saturday.
I want it at this price.
We guarantee the best deal.
I want an extended protection plan.
I'll give you one for free.
Now, don't get smart with me, young man.
No joke. It's free, and I'm 49.
Well, wow.
That's what we say, but why did you ask for a manager?
How else would I get this deal?
You don't need the manager. We do this for everyone, every day at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And just like Dad says,
wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store. In 1925, Bud and B. Reichert founded a small plumbing business in Urbana. Today, nearly 100 years later, A&R Mechanical is still thriving. A&R Mechanical believes in designing, building, and maintaining. As one of the largest and most innovative contractors in the Midwest, their team creates and sustains essential facility systems for iconic structures like the State Farm Center, the Memorial Stadium expansion, the Ubben Basketball Complex, the Smith Football Performance Center, along with baseball, softball, and the Demersion Indoor Golf Facility. I'm Jay Lehman, former Fighting Illini All-American linebacker. As a longtime Champaign-Urbana resident, I can assure you that A&R Mechanical and their contributions have been a cornerstone to this community. Congratulations, A&R Mechanical, on 100 years of dedication, innovation, and community spirit. Design, build, maintain. It's what they've done for nearly 100 years and what they'll continue to do for the next 100 years. A&R Mechanical, celebrating a century of excellence and service. Visit ar-mech.com for more details.
One Winter Night, of course, is our annual fundraiser, kind of our cornerstone event in the community that provides educational opportunities for people, but also, of course, is a huge fundraiser for us. And homelessness is something that impacts people all year round. People are looking for stability. And this year, because we are in the middle of expanding our capacity by 46%, this fundraiser means more to us than it ever has. Again, you know, you're going to learn things. We're going to share client stories with you that are deep and personal. So we just encourage everybody to be a part of that. If you want to go to our website, it's cuathome.us, and you can sign up to be an outdoor participant, reach out to your friends, your family, your network, begin fundraising for the event. If you can't stay outside, we understand that's not always possible, but you could donate to the event also through our website. And yeah, we look forward to seeing everybody out there.
Let your local Farmers Insurance agent Michael Rumsey put his experience to work for you. Michael Rumsey proudly serves Champaign County families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030 to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now at Lands, it's a great time to buy a new Trane heating and cooling system. We are offering special financing or up to $1,500 off any qualifying Trane system. At Lands, we know what it takes to deliver exceptional comfort, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you are thinking of a new comfort system, now is the time to buy. And remember, it's hard to stop a Trane. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Hope you're having a great Wednesday. It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Illinois Northwestern hooking up tonight, in-state rivals.
Hooking up?
Playing a game, for goodness sake. I mean, playing a basketball game. I mean, why do you always do that when we're coming out of
you put the music on.
It's G-Thing. It's not a romantic song anyways.
It's on Doggy? Never mind.
Chris Krasinski from Fox 32 Chicago. He has joined us many, many times on the show in the past.
Sir.
And he is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us right now to talk Illinois Northwestern. How are you, my man?
Good. I'm just kind of curious why you think this is a romantic song, man.
I said it's not a romantic song. He was implying it was a romantic song because I said that Illinois and Northwestern were hooking up tonight, like a showdown, like a game.
I'm pretty sure at a Centennial homecoming, we got down to this song. That's all I'm saying.
Get your mind out of the gutter, guys. But thanks for having me.
Well, always, man. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Things good? Things thawing out up in the burbs? What's going on in Chicago?
Yeah, it's a heat wave. Instead of being 15, it's a solid 29 right now. I got my shorts on, running shoes.
Let's go.
Tanning by the lake at the moment. It's great.
All right, Chris, quick question for you. What do you enjoy talking about more, the Chicago Bears or the Northwestern Wildcats?
You know what? Very specifically today, the Northwestern Wildcats have got the attention because one Chip Kelly was introduced as the offensive coordinator at Evanston this morning.
Wow. I mean, if we look at this in a vacuum and just take a step back, I don't know if those are the same things, but
it is.
Do they work?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's rewind, a decade ago, 10 years ago, and say Chip Kelly will be the Northwestern offensive coordinator one day. What are you thinking?
So 10 years ago, it would be, right before the 2006 football season. I don't know. I can't remember where he was before Oregon, but his first year at Oregon was 2007. I don't know if you remember that year, which was like the wildest year out of all years, like, a mad lib of what could happen in college football. That next year in 2007, he was coaching Dennis Dixon. And if he never gets hurt, maybe we're talking about national champion Oregon. But instead, here we are. But in a vacuum, I'd be like, this is wild. Like, sixth grade me was, loving, digging the Brett Basnaer of Northwestern, if you will. But it's wild to think that one of the most accomplished offensive football minds of the last couple decades is now in Evanston, which, is part of a column I'm eventually going to write. This is the swing that Northwestern needed to make under David Braun, and it's interesting to see how this is going, where it's going to be, but also, things are different now in Evanston when you talk about where these programs are, where the football, basketball, there's a new era in college sports. Northwestern is doing its best to kind of adhere itself to what it's supposed to look like.
Well, Chris, before we jump into Illinois versus Northwestern, the basketball game, I have to ask you this, since we're talking football. The Big Ten schedules came out last week, and not a shock to a lot of people that Michigan State and Northwestern are going to play. What's the feeling on Fitzy and Northwestern squaring off in 2026?
Oh, man. So to understand this, I got to give you a little bit of a backstory behind a lot of the feelings in Evanston right now, where, right, as it stands, there's a lot of people, a lot of old school Cats fans that are very much like, yeah, Northwestern has to win us back, especially after how everything went down with the hazing scandal and Fitz kind of taking the brunt of that and kind of seeing the lawsuit that he filed against the university get resolved. But also in a way where Northwestern said, yeah, on further review, we really didn't find much fault with Fitzgerald's side of things. And a lot of people were like, yeah, this takes me away from this. This takes me away from the purple pride that I had. I was talking about it a couple weeks ago with one of my really good friends. We went to grad school at Northwestern together, and she was probably the biggest Northwestern fan I've ever met. And she's like, they got to win me back. I'm still on board with the basketball team. I'm still on board with all this, but doing what they did to Fitz and the way that it happened, like it's hard for a lot of these old school fans to kind of buy back into it. But that's going to be a really, really interesting week, especially since Northwestern's got to go to the new home. They got to go to the X's new house and be like, hey, how are you? This is David Braun, which is basically, from my dealings with David, it's been nothing but fantastic. He's a really good coach, I feel like, but it really seems like a lot of what he does is very Fitzgerald-esque. And so you kind of got the new guy against the old guy. And I'm really interested to see what the emotions are going to be like in that specific week, not only with Braun, with a guy that still says, hey, I still talk to Fitz, but also Fitz himself, but also the fans. A lot of these fans have to make a decision of and you're going to see a lot of allegiances and a lot of choices in what's going to happen in that specific moment.
Yeah, I was going to ask, because did David Braun coach with Fitz? Was he there for a year, or did he get hired in the offseason before this all went down?
Yeah, he was hired as Fitz's DC as they all moved. I can't remember who was moving on. It was a long-time name and a guy that had been there forever, and that they were moving on, and they hired David as the new defensive coordinator, and then everything went down. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, David Braun, you're the new head coach. Here's Big Ten Media Days. Go answer for the program. And still one of the weirdest times I can remember. But that's, just kind of how it went. He never got a chance to coach with Fitz. Never got a chance. And, but he still says he talks to him. He still talks to him and gets advice from him. And it's so interesting to think, Fitz has every chance to look at him and be like, you know what? I get where you're coming from, but I got to move on from this. But he still talks to him. And I think that's a reflection on Fitz in a bright way, but also on David Braun, who today said, I don't have all the answers. That's why I go out and get guys like Chip Kelly, which is pretty impressive for a guy that's willing to admit some of his faults and do what he can to make this program back to where it was and kind of win some of those fans back over.
Well, let's switch gears, man, and let's talk basketball. Big one tonight, 8 o'clock tip-off at State Farm Center. The Illini now sitting at number 5 in the country. Northwestern, it's been a rough year basketball-wise for the Wildcats, as you know. It's sitting at 10-12 overall, 2-9 in the Big Ten. But if there are some bright spots to this Northwestern team, it's how they move the basketball. The assist-to-turnover ratio is at 2.1, and only 5 teams have exceeded that since 1993. So they're moving the ball very well. But it's not translating into wins. I know that there's a very minuscule portion of the fan base that feels like this could be a trap game for the Illini tonight, not like Washington last week could have been. What is the feeling for you? What is the feeling around Evanston and tonight's game?
It's tough because you don't want to say, this is just a throwaway year kind of a thing, because I really don't think so, especially when they went on the road and beat USC a couple weeks ago. That was impressive to me because you found 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. Tyler Kropp, Jake West, Trey Singleton. Jake West is, this is a kid that I remember when he first started playing against the mid-majors, and I'm like, this guy's maybe going to take a while to figure this out. Maybe next year he can battle for the starting point guard position, but Chris Collins worked his magic. This is a guy that helped this kid develop really quickly and on the fly to the point where he's a starter. And I think that's impressive. Some of the passes he's been able to make too, you're starting to see the growth there, the basketball IQ. As a freshman, obviously you can say, well, that can grow, and it can, but it's so much better than what it was. And I think that's a big reason why Northwestern is playing better. And obviously when you got Nick Martinelli, that's a walking 20 piece, he's going to get his points, but you got to have someone that's going to help sustain him next to him. And I think getting Tyler Kropp next to him is huge to see what it plays like, how it looks. This is what you have to do to be a star in the Big Ten. But also Trey Singleton could be one of the biggest pieces for Northwestern in the future. I mean, this is a kid that I think had like a 18 rebound, 17-point game against Penn State. Like, hey, you can say, well, it's Penn State. They're not very good. But this is a Northwestern team that is looking for just positives to build on, days to stack, and that kind of stuff. And I'm really excited to see the future of this team, just because the freshmen are starting to figure things out. It just stinks that it's not going to be with Nick Martinelli because of how much he's given to this program and everything that he means to it. But I think the fans are starting to recognize, like, hey, like the kids are getting it. The kids are going to have a chance to do really well, especially as Chris Collins kind of pushes the development further and leans on some of the experienced guys coming off the bench.
So the last time these two teams met in mid-January, something like that, feels like a lifetime ago, up in Evanston, the Wildcats actually, they hung with the Illini on the boards. Illinois only out-rebounded them by 3 rebounds, and they gave up 13 offensive rebounds to Northwestern, which doesn't happen very often. Was that just a game where Northwestern kind of, saw the scouting report, did what they had to do, and they did it well? Or is this something pretty typical with this Northwestern team on the glass?
I'd say that's pretty untypical because there's a lot of teams in the Big Ten and even in non-conference play that have been pretty straightforward about, hey, like, if we can catch Northwestern its defensive rotations, we can go and get some offensive rebounds. They are pretty aware of the fact that this team is a little undersized, especially when you go up against Illinois, where, the Avicii's brothers, Merck, these dudes are huge. And I think that was something that Northwestern schemed for. I think that's also a pretty good indicator of just how good Chris Collins can scheme up different basketball things. And when you think back to some of the best Northwestern teams, the Barnheiser ones from a couple of years ago, the Boo Booey guys, and those kinds of teams that found success and were able to kind of adhere to game plans. This is it's a classic Chris Collins thing where you can learn how to beat teams and how to scheme against them. And for Northwestern, it's just they're just not there maturity-wise this year, and that's okay. Because this is always going to be a year where it was going to be dependent on how fast the freshmen can learn the college game and keep up in that speed of things. But in that specific game, I was impressed. It's impressive when you can go up against that size and you can start winning in those rebounding battles too. And they ran out of gas. I think that's happened a couple times this year too, when you have a lineup that you like working out there, but like the gas just isn't there, the stamina is just not there, and it's not an emotional toll as last year was, where you thought that team had legitimate tournament discussion. They're in the talks for the bubble and all that stuff, but then Leach gets hurt, Barnheiser goes down, and it's just so taxing on a team to see players that have given a lot to the program have their seasons taken away from them like that. But specifically with this team too, you're like, oh, we're starting to see the growth. We're starting to see some of the spurts, and it's just about sustaining it for an entire game. And it's going to be hard, especially with this Illinois team that plays really well at home. I was watching the game Sunday against Nebraska. How many teams walk into Pinnacle Bank and are able to do what they were able to do to Nebraska, especially this year with the Hoiberg squad? And, it's a big task, but I'm interested to see how they go about it. I'm sure Collins has got something up his sleeve.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. I'm Curtis, that's Evan. Chris Kwasinski from Fox 32 Chicago on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. You were talking a lot there, Chris, about how Collins schemes. How do you scheme for Keaton Wagler, a young man who just seems to get better and better every time out and now is drawing national attention? If you're Collins, who are you lining up defensively across from Keaton Wagler?
Oh, man. There's one thing that I was watching against the Nebraska game is this Keaton's ability to just attack, but also have patience at the same time. There's so many times where he's just driving and he's able to have the ball here and put it over here and be patient as this guy is coming down from the jump and you're timing things perfectly. And I'm like, this kid is attacking at like a 21-year-old, like he's a 21-year-old experienced college player.
Yeah.
And that's so much different from what it was when Northwestern played Illinois the first time. it was so impressive. And I mean, this is a guy that if you're the Bulls, I mean, I'm watching this team and I'm like, I really wish he was a Bull right now because it'd be so much fun to watch him. But that's just not the case. But I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, you could put Jake West on him, and then you can try to like supplement him with help. But if you're helping him there, you know, who's taking care of Andrei Stojakovic? I mean, if you're helping with a big to try and trap him, who's going to stop Merck? Who's going to stop Tommy? Who's going to stop the other Visich brother? And I mean, it's such an interesting conversation to have. I'm interested to see what Collins does. I think that's going to be part of the scheme where you're like, all right, well, let's see what he has up his sleeve. There's got to be something defensively, and defensively, that's where Collins likes to have to put his foot down and say, "This is the makeup of our team," and it's a chance for him to prove it. If you want to be a defensive first team, this is the chance for you to prove it. Against, I mean, this team's playing really well right now. Illinois is playing at such a high level, and they're 5 for a reason, even without Kylan Boswell. Which, I mean, it blows my mind how you can lose such an unflappable player and still keep your maturity and composure. That speaks so highly to what Keaton's been able to do. I mean, that 46-point game, I mean, I was watching just basket after basket. I mean, like, this is a clinic. This kid's like not even 20. It's awesome.
Yeah. I love that phrase, unflappable. I love phrases like that people use a lot, and it's like I love to use the reverse then.
So you're going to use flappable now?
I mean, listen, Curtis is super flappable when it comes to drafts.
Ironically, that was my nickname in high school.
I'm sure it was. So that, yeah, good call. And also, I would love to see Keaton on the Bulls too now because apparently they ain't got nobody. They just traded everybody away.
Or they got lots of guards, you know.
They do have a lot of guards.
They have a lot of guards.
Okay. Man, what are you looking for in a game like tonight where, you know, the Illini are 15-point favorites? I think it's 14.5 at the moment. What is a win coming out of tonight other than actually winning the game?
For Illinois or Northwestern?
For Northwestern.
Yeah, you got to see the continued growth. For me specifically, if you're going to put Jake West on Keaton, you got to see that defensive lockdown. You got to see maturity there. No bad fouls, that kind of stuff. You know, when you're younger players tend to foul a little bit more. But honestly, I'm looking at Trey. I want to see Trey Singleton rebound against Merck. I want to see Nick Martinelli kind of play hand in hand, and Tyler Crop and seeing how he fares as an undersized center against 2 7-foot dudes. I mean, this is an ultimate test for this team where you've built up a lot of experience. You've compounded day after day of like, okay, well, we're starting to see things really turn around for this team. I don't know if it's going to materialize in wins. I think there might be some more wins down the line for this team in February, going into March too. But I mean, the Big Ten is so stacked this year. You're just kind of like, geez, can these guys catch a break? And I think the USC win was a good win that proved like, hey, they can go get the wins if things go their way. But it's tough. It's tough to have everything go your way, especially in this league and against an Illinois team that's red hot. I mean, I'd say you try to do what you did against Illinois earlier this year. You know, when you were talking about that game where there's a moment where Northwestern kind of had them on their heels. And again, you want to go back to the word unflappable. You had Kylan Boswell, who was able to just pick everything up and say, guys, we're good. He makes a couple quick baskets, has a couple key defensive stops, draws some fouls where you're like, oh, okay, like, Boswell's got this. You know, Bam's fine. But in this specific instance, if you can do that again, it's one of those, okay, we'll see what happens. And if you got to force that in a hostile environment, you know, on the road against a team that's playing maybe its best basketball, which is weird to say without Bam. So I don't want to say moral victories, but you got to see the young players take another step, maybe have them mature a little bit more. And, I mean, obviously it's basketball. You never know. You got to play the game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is a team that's playing so much better of late. I'm interested to see what they do now as opposed to earlier in January.
Yeah. Okay. We're right down on the road. Are you going to be here tonight, or are you staying up north?
Actually, I'm working on a couple side projects, so that'll take up my time tonight with high school basketball. I'll be watching from the comfort of my Amazon bought couch, but unfortunately, I won't be there. I'd love to. big fan of that of State Farm Center and all that stuff. It's fantastic, fantastic environment. I love college basketball environments too, but that will be watching from the couch.
Wait a second. Amazon will ship you a couch?
But you can buy, an Amazon couch. Is it comfortable? No, but I mean, I've, bought this back when I was a sports writer making wee money and had to settle for what I could.
Did it come in a box?
So,
what happened?
Oh yeah. It comes in a box. I had to push that thing up 3 flights of stairs. It was wild. Do I recommend it? No. I would rather just stay on Facebook Marketplace and just buy a couch. But also, you got to do what you got to do.
Hey, listen, man. More power to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris. The next time you get a chance to come to Champaign, we will be your hosts, and you can sit on a very nice couch at Evan Stone's house. In fact, I know he's got a couple of couches that he bought and didn't have. They came pre-made, very fluffy.
Yeah. I got a couple even that were pre-made and they were left out on the corner, and I just grabbed them.
No bugs whatsoever.
Well, I can't promise that.
Where can they find you on the socials, man?
Huge. Always. I'm on. I'd say the Bird app, but it's not the Bird app anymore. At Twitter at Ochoke_. Big fan of all the engagement or any engagement that you guys can bring, especially basketball. I mean, we turned the page from football, the transfer portal window, going into the basketball season where March Madness is around the corner. Look, my first introduction to this Illini team was United Center against Alabama. I thought they were a Final Four team then. I still think they're a Final Four team this year. They got everything they need, and I'm looking forward to any and all engagement you guys can bring about Illinois basketball. I'm big fans of that.
You got it, man. You got it. But as soon as they make their way up to Chicago for the tournament next month, you're going to be the first guy we talk to.
Oh, appreciate you, boys.
All right. Chris, take care, man. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
All right, thanks, guys.
That is Chris Kwasinski, Fox 32 Chicago. He has become a friend of the show. Great to speak with him. And you can follow him as well. We've got that linked up for you on our socials. Follow us at The Drive 935. By the way, have you looked at, speaking of our socials, the voting for yesterday's draft?
Yeah, I was just checking it out a little bit.
I got to tell you, Coop, with the Dr. Dre pick, it's helping him.
For sure.
It's helping him. I told you, he's going to Ross Perot me here. He's stealing my votes.
Gosh.
He's stealing my votes.
He's going to Ross Perot me.
That's what happens.
Cooper doesn't even know who Ross Perot is.
No, he doesn't know any of the presidents past the last 2 or 3, I think.
do have a bit of an issue. I do see in a response to one of our exes. That's not right.
Which ex?
Our ex posts.
I thought I blocked her. What do you mean?
Somebody said, I'm going to shout him out on air here. Mindless Podcast Productions on X.
Mm-hmm.
Any list that includes Prince, Michael Jackson, and Tom Petty is an easy pick for me, is what they said.
Woohoo.
Here's the problem. They're just picking music. They're not picking, it's not the artist.
Hey,
it's the show. The halftime show.
Man, I missed that tweet. Where's that tweet at? I want to retweet.
Oh, it's in response to our number one chair shot villain guy. He reposted each week, and I'm doing some digging to find some issues.
Shout out to the chair shot villain. So that means I must be doing well. Here, I'm going to go ahead and retweet Mindless Podcast Productions. Thank you for that vote. Appreciate you.
Oh, gosh. No, he's doing it wrong. He's doing it wrong.
217-359-2255. We will do some Etched in Stone in just a moment, very quick. And then the one and only, our uncle, is back in studio coming up in about 10 minutes or so.
I think he's tailgating outside right now.
I think he is, too. I think we better go check on him and see if he's got one for us. Uncle Lonte in the studio coming up in just a few on The Drive.
No, that's awesome, Tim. It sounds really good. Gale for X Trucking, if you have some trucking experience and you want to join a team that treats you like family, you got them right here.
Yeah, we've got a spot left, and I've taken a page from Brad Underwood's book there, too. The last couple of days I've been communicating with a guy in the Philippines that's an American on active duty in the military, and he's got trucking experience.
Wow.
He's looking for a job when he comes home, so I'm opening that up. We love our veterans, and we've got a lot of veteran drivers, and we're looking to bring him on February 5th when he gets home.
Well, usually you send staff to go recruit him. I'll go to Manila. I'll go talk to him. Just got to pay my flight. Yeah, I'll be back in a month.
Stevie, I can't send you away that long. and actually, this guy from the Philippines found us through his dad in Hillsdale, Indiana, that heard us talking on the show. Dedicated Diesels at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. They can get us on the phone at 217-328-0562.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Within the cities we call home, Busey Bank is more than a name. It's a commitment to your dreams. With Busey, trusted guidance is tailored to empower you every step of the way. Whether it's seamlessly managing your finances or planning for your future, Busey is dedicated to your financial success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Rescue workers face death every day, and far too often their families lose them while they're helping you on the road. When you see emergency lights flashing, you must slow down and move over to the far lane. That includes red, blue, and orange lights. If you hit someone on the road, you'll be charged with a felony. That means jail time. Help us keep our families safe when we're out helping yours. When the lights are flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Brought to you by Tapman's Towing.
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis. That's Evan. About to make that money. Making that money.
Yeah, we got to play some catch up. Last night was a rough night.
Oh, no. What happened? How bad?
We went 0-4 last night.
Oh, dude, we were on a heater.
Yeah, we were. You know, all the good things must come to an end. And, yeah, last night was tough. We took Miami, Ohio 4.5. They won by 2. We took Akron 12.5. They won by 2. We took Texas 13.5. They won by 9.
Come on.
We took UT Martin 6.5. They won by 4. It's just like,
if we just would have taken the money line.
So none of the money line gets you nothing.
Fair. Okay.
It's like, money line. Illinois versus Northwestern tonight.
Hey.
Give me Illinois.
So I take $1 and turn it into $1.47, buddy.
Yeah. So we gotta catch up tonight. It's not very often. So the favorite lost every game last night.
Every game.
It's kind of wild. But
That's
here we
not
go.
fun.
You ready for tonight?
I'm ready. Let's get it on.
Okay, we've got a team that we've been riding because they've been so much fun. Sam Houston.
Mm-hmm.
They're 14-5 against the spread. They're going to UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, if you didn't know that.
I do now.
So, and Sam Houston is a 10.5 point favorite. I feel really good about that. Go ahead and give me Sam Houston minus 10.5. Etch it in stone.
Sam Elliott, Houston.
Yeah, you lit.
Sometimes the bar eats you, dude.
Yeah. I don't have a cowboy voice.
You gotta have the Sam Elliott.
I've got the cowboy voice of the guy who's the bartender when the bar fight breaks out. Hey, come on, guys. Let's not in here.
What are the bartenders Mo? From Simpsons.
I don't have that voice.
Can you
either.
do the Mo voice? That's as good as I got with Mo.
Is there a Ben Dover over here?
Pretty good. That was pretty good.
There we go. All right. Michigan State at Minnesota tonight.
Big one for Izzo.
Wow. Can't imagine this is going to be very exciting. Michigan State, out of 22 games with a line this year, they go under 15 of them.
Not great.
So give me the Michigan State at Minnesota under 134.5. Etch it in stone.
It's a small number. We like the small number.
Yeah.
Give us the little number.
I could totally see a 72-60.
I dig it.
Win for Michigan State. Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. All right. I just
always
want to make
ready.
sure you were listening.
Yes.
Let's go.
Wait a minute. Hold
Nope,
on.
just
I'm
making
the
sure
one
you're
that.
listening.
Oh, I pay attention. I'm the one that does that.
Oh, gosh.
All right, your turn.
Two teams that suck, Creighton and Georgetown. These teams are not very good. Creighton has had a game go over the total 6 games in a row.
You gonna ride that wave, huh?
I think I'm going to ride that wave. Neither one of these teams are going to play defense that well. Give me Creighton and Georgetown over 147.5. Etching and Stone.
When I gets to hammering, baby. When I start etching, I etch. I got the itch to etch.
I don't mind it. All right.
I gotta get to etching.
Okay, South Dakota and Kansas City, baby.
Go ahead.
Well, Kansas City is 5-14 against the spread.
I didn't know Mahomes was back yet.
They
go
suck.
Okay, yeah. Because I was gonna say they go nowhere.
Nowhere well. So South Dakota -3.5 against Kansas City. Go ahead and etch that bad boy in stone.
Get the hammer right there. Hammer it in. All right.
Okay, I'm a little torn between two games right now. BYU coming off a real painful loss to Kansas.
Yeah.
They're traveling to Oklahoma State. They're getting 7.5 points. Is this a bounce back game? Is that a big number? Man, I can't. And then American and Bucknell.
Is that how you say that? I thought it was Bucknell. Tomato.
I don't think so. I
No.
think it's Bucknell.
Bucknell?
Yeah, Bucknell Bill.
All right.
All right. You know what? We're going to ride with that one. American and Bucknell under 141.5. Etch it in stone.
Or Bucknell. All right. You got any more? One more?
Nope. That's
Okay.
5. We're gonna ride with
Oh,
that.
that is 5.
We gotta make a bit of a comeback, so we're gonna stick there.
All right, run through them then.
Okay, we got Creighton Georgetown over 147.5. We got Sam Houston -10.5 over UTEP. South Dakota -3.5 over Kansas City. Michigan State at Minnesota under 134.5. And American and Bucknell under 141.5.
Or Bucknell.
I'm not gonna say that.
But it's Bucknell.
I just call him Buck.
Buck. Bucky.
Bucknell Bison.
Bucknelly.
Bison.
All right. As always, follow us at The Drive 935 on the socials, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, and give us a like on the ESPN 93.5 Facebook page. That is where we celebrate our victories with Etched in Stone or cry about our losses.
Yep. Lindy has solved the issue. It's not a bounce house. It's a blow-up water slide.
A blow-up. Now, if people are just joining us, tell what the blow-up water slide, that's in Lindy's garage. He sent in a picture of his garage.
Yeah.
And it's like a man cave because we were talking about the Illinois men's and women's games both on at the same time tonight. So how are we going to watch both? Lindy's like, I got the hookup.
Well, and here's the thing. Anybody who lives around Lindy probably knows that because he's on that bad boy all the time, just by himself, just hanging out there with a blow-up water slide. Takes a little BP and then goes down the slide.
I took my kid's old little backyard pool, and I turned that into my little water oasis in the summertime when I'm grilling. I stand in it.
Oh.
Sometimes I put my little chair in there next to the smoker grill. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice.
Huh.
Uh-huh. I can empathize with that.
Okay.
Also, Amazon will send it, meaning couches, via UPS, sir. That is from Ryan and Fisher, if you were curious.
Well, I wasn't curious about how they sent it. It's just more of a couch just showing up at your front door. That's kind of wild to me. I guess I'm old school.
Matt and Sydney, speaking of old school, he says, damn, it'll be good to hear from him talking about Uncle Lon. He said, but the bad part is I'm older than he is, so what would you guys call me, Pawpaw?
No, Peepaw.
Does that say Peepaw?
No, I'm saying Peepaw.
You're
Matt, you are now Peepaw.
No, it's not Peepaw and Sydney.
Peepaw and Sydney.
No.
And then Chris sent us a little Facebook link. Should I click on it or no?
Well, I haven't clicked on it, but I'll let you click on it during the break. How about that?
There's some guy talking to me.
Who's talking to you?
I don't know.
I'll tell you who we're going to talk to coming up in just a moment. Uncle Lon in studio. Lonte. Well, those guys are coming to the Virginia. Maybe we'll talk about them as well. Lonte next on The Drive.
questions than answers. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. On day 4 of the search for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, reported missing last weekend from her Arizona home. The Pima County Sheriff denying reports of a possible person of interest.
In the absence of hard information from investigators, speculation has been filling that void. That is why the sheriff put out the statement. There was speculation about one particular name of a person who may have been questioned in connection with the abduction, and then the sheriff came out emphasizing no current suspects, no persons of interest, and the search is continuing.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Tucson. There have also been reports of possible ransom notes sent to media outlets. The White House confirming earlier today that President Trump spoke with Savannah Guthrie. The president also speaking with China's president, describing the call as long and thorough on numerous topics, including his planned trip to China in April. This as Vice President Vance was proposing a new trading bloc with allies and partners at a D.C. summit with 50 countries aimed at countering China's dominance on critical minerals. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says a proposal for ICE reforms is coming soon.
We're ready to sit down and negotiate but it's got to be strong, it's got to be tough, it's got to rein in ICE in very serious ways and end the violence.
9 days left to negotiate under a short-term Homeland Security bill. Border czar Tom Homan says the rhetoric and violence against federal agents has to stop, but he also says there's more cooperation now in Minnesota.
We currently have an unprecedented number of counties communicating with us now and allowing ICE to take custody of illegal aliens before they hit the streets.
So he says about 700 agents are being pulled out of the state. Sentencing day for Ryan Ruth, convicted of trying to kill President Trump on a golf course, gets life in prison. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
California's new congressional maps aimed at favoring Democrats in the midterm elections are left in place by the U.S. Supreme Court, turning away an emergency appeal from Republicans in the state. Governor Newsom just posting that President Trump started a redistricting war with a push to help Republicans win more seats in Texas and predicting GOP losses in November. A Georgia county wants its election records back, challenging a federal search and seizure in court.
Fulton County, Georgia, which includes much of Atlanta, is filing a federal court motion to compel the FBI to return records seized by agents when serving a warrant last week at the county's Board of Elections. County Commission Chairman Rob Pitts says President Trump is behind everything.
And the president himself and his allies, they refused to accept the fact that they lost. And even if he had won Georgia, he would still have lost the presidency.
Fulton County also wants a judge to unseal the sworn statement used to justify the search warrant.
Fox's Evan Brown. A new proposal in Congress targets scam ads on social media.
They're fake investment and identity theft schemes, ads for shoddy, banned, or non-existent products, fake celebrity endorsements. No one knows exactly how many ads on social media are scams. It's enough for Senate Democrat Ruben Gallego and Republican Bernie Moreno to introduce the SCAM Act. It stands for Safeguarding Consumers from Advertising Misconduct. Bipartisan legislation that would require social media platforms to verify the identification of advertisers and promptly review reports of scams. The bill also empowers state attorneys general to sue over suspected violations.
Fox's Chris Foster. Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, denies turning a blind eye to sketchy advertisers and says scam reports from users have been declining. A mixed finish on Wall Street after another rough day for tech shares. The Dow ending with a rally up 260, but the S&P in the red, the NASDAQ dropping 350. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
In 1925, Bud and B. Reichert founded a small plumbing business in Urbana. Today, nearly 100 years later, A&R Mechanical is still thriving. A&R Mechanical believes in designing, building, and maintaining. As one of the largest and most innovative contractors in the Midwest, their team creates and sustains essential facility systems for iconic structures like the State Farm Center, the Memorial Stadium expansion, the Ubben Basketball Complex, the Smith Football Performance Center, along with baseball, softball, and the Demersion Indoor Golf Facility. I'm Jay Lehman, former Fighting Illini All-American linebacker. As a longtime Champaign-Urbana resident, I can assure you that A&R Mechanical and their contributions have been a cornerstone to this community. Congratulations, A&R Mechanical, on 100 years of dedication, innovation, and community spirit. Design, build, maintain. It's what they've done for nearly 100 years and what they'll continue to do for the next 100 years. A&R Mechanical, celebrating a century of excellence and service. Visit ar-mech.com for more details.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
I'm very honored to have Brittany Algie in my studio. She's advanced practice registered nurse specializing in behavioral health at OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart in Urbana.
We try to create a very comfortable environment. Just have a conversation. We talk about symptoms. We talk about past diagnoses, things like that, and we kind of get to the root cause of what's going on and what we can do to kind of get you back to your baseline.
Behavioral health professionals, OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart Urbana, 217-337-4310.
When sewer or septic trouble hits, visit Berg Sewer and Septic. Family owned and proudly serving Central Illinois, Berg specializes in sewer repair, septic service, water line repairs, sump pumps, and drainage solutions. They don't upsell, they solve the problem right the first time. From backups to breakdowns, count on Central Illinois' most trusted septic service. Berg Sewer and Septic. Dependable, honest, local. Get a second opinion you can trust. Visit bergtanksinc.com.
Since we opened our doors in 1868, Busey has fostered deep customer relationships and vibrant communities, embodying a legacy of partnership and progress. With multiple lines of business, we provide a range of financial solutions tailored to your needs. From digital banking to planning for retirement, Busey is here to help you achieve your financial goals. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
It's not too early to start thinking about summer camps and get exactly what you want with the Urbana Park District. You can get things lined up on the phone, 217-367-1544, or in person at the Phillips Recreation Center, Anita Purvis Nature Center, or the Health and Wellness Center. Get things lined up now about some of these popular camps. Registration starting February 7th at 8 a.m. You can also hop online to learn details. UrbanaParks.org. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
I've got some really big news.
Oh my God!
Surprise me.
It's gonna be a surprise?
Check, Mike, check, Mike.
God, I freaking love surprises. I love them.
Lance.
I'll have another cold beer.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. Yesterday we teased we had a little surprise.
What's this song?
Yeah, baby, leading me in with some Chesney.
There we go.
There it is.
You got a country guy with you today.
Keeping it simple. He's back in the studio with us. So happy. Uncle Lon, baby.
Wait, I know this
Lonte. Kenny Chesney, Beer in Mexico.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sit right here.
My Spotify DJ, he knows I love Chesney because he starts every morning in the shower. He gives the old, hey, Lon.
Hey.
Now,
here's Kenny.
I told this story right when I came here to work with you in Pipes about how you and I first connected. And it was right before the pandemic. I don't know what was going on that day, but something ticked you off. You were having a rough day, and you sent me a message on Twitter for the drive at 5 when I was across town.
Yes.
And you were like, I need Kenny Chesney, beer in Mexico.
That's right.
I need a beer today. It has been an awful Friday. True story. And so that's full circle why I use that for your return here, man.
That is fantastic. I totally remember that. I'm like, you know what? I try not to use the idea that I've been in the media for like 30 years. You know, I've got some connections. I try not to ever really use those much. But that day, I'm like, I know Curtis, man. and hopefully he'll push me to the top because I'm needing a
I don't know what was going on that day, but I had your back.
I don't either. But I appreciate that.
It was in fact, it was around this time of the year. I remember it being cold. And
that's probably what it was.
Probably was just a cold, crappy day.
It wasn't even anything that bad. Just a cold day. Oh, gosh. That's crazy. I remember the days you had to call into a radio station, wait on hold. Hey, can I get a Papa Roach? And then you'd sit by the radio and wait for 15 minutes.
And hope that they said your name or something like that.
This one goes out to Evan. Or cut my life into. Yeah, Mom.
Or the cassette tapes back in the day when you would record the top 5 at 9 or whatever.
Did you have the radio that had the cassette player where you could record? So did my sisters.
We were rich.
Oh yeah, my oldest my oldest sister had one of those, and we would pretend that we had our own radio shows, and that's what we did. Texts have been rolling in already, man, for you. We'll start with Jeff. He says, tell Lon to move to the left. He knows who I am. Jeff Keith wants you to move. By the way, we were adjusting cameras.
Jeff's out in his garage right now having a cold one.
There you go. So we got Lon's arm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I still got to keep going. Well, the carpet ends.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Hold on.
What? Can we move the camera?
Probably.
Don't worry. Nobody's watching Don't
worry. Nobody's watching anyway. There he goes.
Is that better?
That's good enough. Benny says hello to you. Good to hear from you.
That's awesome.
He says he misses you. We had literally when the tweet went out earlier today that you were going to be on the show, somebody tweeted in or texted in right away about it, and I want to find it.
Gary in West Union says, hey, Evan, does Uncle Lon have a tiki bar suntan? Why are you asking me, Gary? I don't know.
West Union, baby. Great fish down there.
Yeah. I don't know. Lon, can you take your shirt off real quick?
No, I have no – listen, I have no tan. I haven't been.
You look good, though, man.
Well, you look great.
You look good. You look good.
You know what was – it's not funny. I got sick – you know this, Curtis.
I do know. I didn't know if you'd want to talk about it, but I do.
For like a month, right? And it's nothing serious. Like, I don't want anybody out there to think. It was just literally I had a virus or something that just put me down for a month. Like, I did a chest x-ray thinking I had pneumonia. I mean, it was just so it crushed my plans this holiday season to maybe get down to a beach. But, no, I'm not going to. But I am soon because Andrew's going to start college baseball here on the 21st. And they now go 3 straight weekends to Mississippi and then New Orleans. So what I'm going to do, I think, on the second trip, I think I'm going to spend like 2 weeks down at the beach in between and then just drive back up to Mississippi, back to the beach, and then over to New Orleans, which I've never been to. I've never been to the Knoll or whatever they call it. What do they call it?
Nala?
Nola.
Nola?
Yeah, Nola.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, what time? When do we leave?
Thanks for coming, man.
What day do we take off?
Hey, you know what? I'm getting like an Airbnb right there on the beach, and it's really good prices for that stuff right now.
You told me you found a pretty good deal. Yeah.
I mean, you can, listen, when you're a loser and you travel alone, you can get like 5 nights for like $840, on the beach. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go over to the Floribama. We'll listen to a little Chesney.
Yeah. They're like, are you just one? Just one, sir?
Yeah, that's me.
Like, forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Reservation for one? You're by yourself, huh?
I'm the guy that, you know what? There's one bar stool left at the bar. Perfect.
All right.
That's why I travel alone.
All right. Let's start here. Matt, he wants to know, how's your boys' baseball team going?
Okay, well, he's going well. I appreciate that. Had a really good fall. Right now, I just told you guys, he's kind of battling right now for where he's going to fit in this rotation and or bullpen. It's unknown, and he's got a big bullpen session tomorrow, he said today. So he's like, a lot of it might ride on what happens tomorrow. So, I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a young man.
Yeah, it is.
I just told him, I said, I just hope you wake up in the morning with a smile on your face and go compete. Just go compete, do what you're doing.
He's 6'2", like 197 now, and he went to college at 181.
So he's bulked up.
He's bulked up, which was the biggest thing, right?
I mean, I'm not joking. Like, you put on 10 pounds of muscle, you're doing something all right. Yeah.
Because
it's the freshman 15, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's what it is.
I never got that, by the way. I didn't get that till I was like 40, and then then now I've put on like the
15,
freshman 50, since 40. But no, so yeah, that's kind of the update on Andrews. So their team is ranked like 6th in the country, and I'm just ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. But there is some really good talent there. Their number one pitcher, Keaton Finn, chose between Dan Hartlett was recruiting him hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was between Illinois, Iowa, and Kansas. He ended up going to Kansas. So and then they got another freshman that's 6'4", and he throws tops out about 92. And I think the last I knew, Andrew in the fall was at 90. I don't know where he's at now that he's gained some muscle. So I'm hoping he can get it up to 91, 92. But he's been really working on the changeup and then trying to get that slider a lot better than what it is. So
Text from another Andrew, now in Portland. It says, Uncle Lon, what are your thoughts about the Huskies game you attended back in Seattle?
Lord.
I saw your tweet, so I remember it not being a fun experience for you.
It was fun because I was with my oldest son.
Well,
Lucas.
there you go.
That was a great trip going out to flying into Sky Harbor, and Lucas picked me up, and we immediately went for a cold one. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go have a beer. So I got to spend about 5 days with Lucas, and that made that trip well worth it. But, man, as far as the actual game, I mean, we know that could lead us into an Aaron Henry talk. But, that was an ugly game. I was going to tell you one other thing real quick about Andrew is funny. So today, the roster's out. It's a big deal for Dad. Oh, my gosh, there he is on the roster of the college team. No Tay's ever played college. So I'm proud of him. And today I checked, and their picture is there now. Because at first it was just a box, with the logo. And now it's a picture. So you know how it is on the rosters. You go through there's 43 guys, or 47. All of them have that kind of tough look, don't smile kind of look. And then there's Andrew with that snot-eating grin. He's just like, hey, I'm like, that's what I love about Andrew. It's like, whatever. But no, it was that trip to go out and see Lucas for that long was incredible. And I'm trying to get him, if I go down and stay for a couple weeks, I'm trying to get him to fly in. He works remote, so I'm like, why don't you talk to your company and see if you can fly down and work from the beach for a week? So I said, while you're working, I'll just head down to the bar and make sure everything's good. You can join me when you're done.
We okay? Still standing? Doing all right? All right, might as well pour me one.
Oh, hey, Lucas is here. Oh, great.
Well, so around the holidays, you mentioned the bar and all that. Around the holidays, and you weren't feeling well. You had, whatever was going on with your health. I was like, well, this is really worrying me. Lon can't have a beer with me anytime soon.
It's ridiculous.
And I know that sounds absurd, but
34 straight days. Without alcohol.
Well, that's...
I told somebody that's the longest I've ever gone since I didn't drink.
But you did, but that...
Who's counting, though?
That's pretty good, though.
I actually counted.
I was counting.
Well, it's just one of those things
Lost 12 pounds doing it, by the way.
Hey, well, there we go.
It's just exciting to get you, to have you back in the studio.
I appreciate it.
And it wasn't there wasn't even hounding you or anything like that about it. Full transparency, I'd reached out for your advice on something yesterday, and you're like, hey, by the way... And I was like, oh, yeah, dude, let's do it. Because I've been trying to
Evan reached out to me.
I was hounding.
Yeah, I was waiting on him to reach out.
Get the frick on the show, dude. What the heck?
I've just been trying to get a hold of you to go have a beer or something.
I agree. And I keep messing it up. I told Evan, I'm almost busier now than when I was when I
How about that?
Had this, this particular job. So, yeah, it's been fun. It's been a great, somebody asked me the other day about it. And I'm like, you know what? I miss the show. I miss doing the show. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really miss it.
Thanks.
It's just
now we get it out. Here it is.
Well,
Curtis screwed it up as soon as they brought him in.
Well, I just did a pod, with Pipes and Jeremy, and I told them, I'm like, this allows me to scratch the itch every once in a while, and then coming on with you guys, I'd love to join you guys once in a while. I really would. It's just fun. It's still fun. It's still the reason I think that I was born essentially to do media work, not anything else. So I enjoy it, and I'm glad that I'm here. I appreciate it.
Man, it's having some fun.
And people dog me, by the way, because Illinois is on fire, and I left just in time.
Well,
you lived in purgatory forever, and now all of a sudden we're just walking in paradise, baby.
Hey, we'll talk basketball. We'll talk plenty about basketball here in a few, but I do want to ask a football question before we get into any breaks. Today, another signing day. Bielema's going to meet with the media later today. Depending on what you read, it's either number 22, 23, or 24 for that recruitment class. What are your thoughts on the state of the program right now? Aaron Henry, and this is sort of a magical ending because he leaves, he gets to go to Notre Dame. It's like everybody kind of gets what they want in a way.
Right.
So what's your thoughts on what's going on right now?
I think it's the right move for Illinois to try to get a new DC in here. I just think it had kind of run its course, and I know there was a mention, I think, on Illini Inquirer about, or they had thrown out the idea of maybe Terrence Jamison or something. I'm like, no, let's go outside. I think it'd be too quick to hire another person from that same unit to come in for a first time ever. It'd be different if you had a guy that had already been a defensive coordinator. So I think it's a good move. I think Brett Bielema's loyalty to Aaron Henry is amazing. And I think that's noble. I think that's great. He played for Brett. Aaron played for Brett, et cetera. We all know the story. But I think it's cool that Brett probably helped pave the way for that job, maybe with Notre Dame. I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, I have no connections there to know that. But I'm sure Brett was like, why don't you try to do this? And then we'll kind of it'll look a lot better, and we'll go in a different direction. So I like that. I love the idea of getting a top 25 recruiting class. I mean, those don't happen every year, obviously, as we know.
No.
So that's really cool. And you've got some really high-end talent, too, like with Rankin and some of these kids that are coming in here. I can't remember the young man from, like, Belleville whose dad played here at Illinois. But I think he's going to be a stud safety one day. So I love it. And then, recently they get the Considine kid who, if you – like in this area with Unity football, when they played
what
this,
a game that was.
Oh my god, that's probably one of the best games it is one of the best games I've ever watched. Yes. I mean,
I said that first hour.
It was incredible.
It
was incredible, that game, and that Considine kid was. I mean, you know how good Unity football is, and they couldn't stop him.
Oh no!
So that tells you about him, and of course his dad walked on. Brett Bielema convinced him to walk on at Iowa and ends up being, a fourth-round draft pick, I think.
That's crazy.
Won a Super Bowl, right, with the Ravens. Sean. So, Caden Considine, I think his name. And then then they flipped Jacob Harvey, the young man from Mount Zion.
That was the other one today.
So I was laughing today. So Andrew's basketball team last year at Mount Zion had Andrew, who's pitching at Southeastern Community College there in Iowa, Sam Driscoll, who is pitching and outfield at Lindenwood down in St. Louis, J.C. Anderson, who is going to be a tight end at LSU. Braden Trimble didn't play because Coach Bielema wanted him to enroll early, but you had Trimble, who's a wide receiver now at Illinois, and then Jacob Harvey now, who's fast as lightning. Is the wide receiver now at Illinois? I mean, and then the other kid, Lincoln Custer, was his name. He is playing basketball at University of Illinois Springfield. So you had 6 guys essentially that are all playing in college something other than basketball except for one. And that was one heck of a it was a great year for Andrew to get around guys like that, athletes like that, because I know we always had some pretty good athletes at Villa Grove High School back in the day, but we certainly didn't have a tight end going to LSU and 2 wide receivers going to Illinois.
And that's just it too. When you have that sort of that class, when you have the kids that are going to be high-end athletes, it's going to push you to be a better athlete.
There's no doubt. It pushed him to lift. It pushed him to work out. It pushed him to. When he went over there, he knew baseball-wise he'd be able to play, but he was scared to death about basketball, and he ended up starting the whole year and leading them in rebounds. Now, it helped that JC missed about 12 games.
Yeah.
When you're 6'7" dudes in there rebounding, but Andrew ended up leading the team in rebounding, which was cool. So just kind of changed his role and became more of a. I don't think Atay's ever been a defender. But he did his best, right? And then he rebounded on occasion. So we were never on all defensive teams, back in the day.
Not important.
No, not at all.
That is not an AI voice if you're just joining us. ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis. That's Evan. That is the one and only, the legend himself, Uncle Lonte in the studio with us for the 4 o'clock hour.
And it's Waste Management Open Week for Lucas.
Let's go! Yeah!
Last year he sat on 16. He got to sit on the famous par 3 there.
Where all the...
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm like, you're not going to drink, are you?
Of course not, Dad.
I think you have to if you go into hole 16. I think they force you to do that. But
yeah, and then they throw beer in your face.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So
it was
great.
incredible. He said it was one of the coolest days that he's ever had. He sat in a suite. So he didn't have to.
Come on.
There was a gentleman from Champaign that set that up, and I won't spill the beans there, but he knows how nice that we appreciate that. But yeah, so, because the idea there on 16 is literally they open the, people start getting there at midnight.
Yeah.
And then they open the gates, and you have to sprint. Well, I told Lucas one time, I'm like, well, my sprinting days are done. So I'm never going to get on 16.
There's a hammy, there's a groin, there's the knee. Yeah.
On top of 7,000 other people beating me too there, so I'm like, I'm never going to be able to go to this unless it is up in a suite or something like that. So he's fired up out in Tempe. Of course, that's in Scottsdale with the Waste Management. But one of these years, maybe next year,
I'll tell you
I want to go out there.
I went to the with some family. I went to the John Deere Classic
Yes.
this past year, and we sat in a suite. And it's not that bad.
No,
and it's awesome, dude. Free drinks, free food the whole day. You just get to sit at a green and watch people come in.
That's perfect. You could just be like free drinks all day, and I'd be like, I don't care what the event is.
What are we doing? Is it curling? I'm in.
Curling.
There you go. Let's make it happen.
But John Deere Classic's really cool. I was able to when I worked at WA&D, I covered that a couple of times. And even here, when I was here, there were some Illinois guys that have always, D.A. Points is from Pekin. He played in it. I went over and met with him. And Pekin Insurance, who I represent as one of my companies, they had a big shindig because D.A.'s from Pekin.
Yeah.
So we were able to meet D.A. and he sat on it was kind of funny. He was the guy, usually you put him on like a par 3, but he was on, it was a dogleg right to the green. So he would hit a drive for every group that came through. You get a picture with him, then he hit a drive.
Yeah.
So he literally sits there and he goes, you see the tree out, where that's at, I don't know, 310 or 290, let's say. I don't know, DA was over a huge hitter. He goes, I'm going to put you about 15 feet or yards, I can't remember what she said, to the right of that tree, and then you'll have an easy little wedge into the green. So he hits it down there, and I literally walked it off, and he was 7. If it was feet, he was 17. So that night when we were eating, had our banquet, and we were eating, and I went up to him, and I'm like, hey, DA, I just want to tell you, man, you lied to us. And I'm like, you said you were going to put us 15. We were 17 feet. It screwed us up.
Don't do it again. I had in my mind prepared 15, and it was 17. I was lost.
And then we went on to par the hole instead of birdie and everything. Yeah. But it's just amazing how good those guys are.
I mean, it's awesome because, yes, that. But then also walking to our suite, we got to watch a couple groups come through and walk with them a little bit. So we walked with Ricky Fowler.
Oh, that's so cool.
And got to see him take about 3 swings out of the woods. And I was like, yes!
I can do this.
Hey, you and me, bud. Yeah. He didn't feel as excited about it. But I was like, man, okay, we're on the same page.
You need some help on this, Ricky? I've had this shot 100 times.
Yeah, I would just, I call it the close your eyes, hit and pray, baby.
Right. I remember the Western Open that used to be in Chicago. Phil Mickelson, my brother, and I were there watching it. It was at, what's that called? What's the golf course? It's Dub's Dread, right? Number 2. There's 4 courses. Anyway, he hits into a tree on 18. It was his 9th hole that day, right? So he's in the trees, doesn't have a shot. So what he does, he looks at his caddy, and he's like, I can't hear him, but he kind of nods. Caddy hands him like a 3-iron. He just literally worm burns one into the trap. And when he got back to his bag, the caddy and he gave each other 5. And I was like, what? And then, of course, Phil was so good. So good
out of the sand.
And he plopped it up about an inch away and tapped in for par. And I'm just like, they sat there and discussed, why don't you just aim for that sand trap? And then you can par out from there. And that's exactly what they gave each other 5 for a worm burner into the sand. I'm like, well, hell, I need to change my thoughts on golf because I hit those all the time.
I was about to say, they don't even need to give me advice. I'm ready to go. So I can see Curtis sweating because we need a break.
Yeah, we do. I just looked down. I cannot believe it's 29 minutes in.
All I was going to say is I told you and Pipes this months ago. I don't know anything about golf, so it's fine. I'm just a hell of a putt-putt player.
We got to talk Illinois hoops.
We'll do that. We will do that. If you've got a question you want to ask Uncle Lon, let us know on the text line, 217-359-2255. Lon Tay in studio with us. It's The Drive. There's a new way to stay connected with the Urbana Park District. Just send a text. Got a question or a comment? Text us, and we'll reply within one business day. And now you can follow your interest. Sign up for text alerts about programs, events, and weather updates. Choose as many interests as you'd like. It's quick and easy. Just visit urbanaparks.org and tap Text Us or follow your interest. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champagne. What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Think you have to settle for mediocre car insurance to save money? Think again. It's possible to get superior coverage and still save money with Erie Insurance. Customers who switched to Erie saved up to $951. It pays to compare. Switch and save with Erie.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Annual savings based on new customers surveyed in March 2022 who reported savings when switching auto insurance. Individual premiums and savings will vary.
PDR Automotive in Urbana has been providing quality auto repair service for almost 50 years. Trusted by AAA Motor Club, PDR employs ASE certified technicians that use the latest in diagnostic equipment. They offer nationwide warranties and are even authorized to perform vehicle maintenance that won't void your factory warranty. Check them out 24/7 online at pdrauto.com. When you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Let your local Farmers Insurance agent Michael Rumsey put his experience to work for you. Michael Rumsey proudly serves Champaign County families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030 to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's Michael Rumsey at 217-363-3030. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hi, this is Ross Craig with Philo Exchange Bank. Do you need a loan? When it comes to personal or commercial lending, experience matters. Philo Exchange Bank is a different kind of bank with over 135 years of combined lending experience. Let us be your trusted partner. Unlike many other banks, our lending decisions are made quickly and efficiently within the walls of the bank.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That's Evan Stone.
Whoa, hey,
you hear papers flying in the background, and people go, oh, we're back. I said this earlier. It's not AI. Uncle Lon's in the studio. Lon Tay back with us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you letting me on.
Hey.
Happy to have. I'm glad the keys still work.
Yeah, I was going to say I show up every day about, like 3:02.
Are you the one that's eating all of Diane's ham sandwiches in the fridge?
Did you notice that?
I thought that was
She's starting to notice that?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
It's funny. We about a week ago when it was like negative 10 degrees.
Evan's standing. I did that for the first 10 years of the show.
Gosh,
and I was thin then, and then I sat down. I've been big since. What the hell?
I still look good, so I got to give him full body. Full body. So it was about negative 10, and I saw someone walking outside over to the tavern, and they were wearing cargo shorts, and they were like, "It's Uncle Lon." Lon's out there in his cargo shorts, And
I almost wore shorts today.
I thought it was about there.
I almost did, and I'm like, no.
It's about there.
Next
Now-
week. Next week it's in the 50s.
Oh.
Next week we're in the 50s, baby.
If you get me to, honestly, 30 degrees, it's shorts weather.
Then inside is good enough.
Oh, yeah.
They're not cranking the heat like that anymore. Yeah, we're good.
I always tell,
So-
I don't even think I own a jacket. And so a lot of, people like, why don't you, like my mom is like, you should always have a jacket with you. And I'm like, Mom, this isn't 1978 anymore, right? Like where you can't call a tow truck or you can't call a buddy and be like, hey, my car broke down. Like my poor mom who's listening, hi, Mom. We're having lunch tomorrow. So, she has this vision of me, like my car breaking down between here and like Sodorus and me just sitting in the cold in the middle of the night, freezing. I'm like, Mom, there's a cell phone. I can literally
We'll
call
be
one
fine.
of 5,000 people.
We'll be fine. Yeah. Speaking of the older generation, mustard
Yes.
on pork chops, yes or no?
No.
Yeah. What the heck?
Mustard?
I didn't say
No,
on it. I said
you
on the
were
side.
about it.
on the
No.
side?
No. No, this is what I said.
No,
BS.
Listen, we're gonna
no,
fight
the dump,
right now.
The dump button
That's
doesn't work. The dump button doesn't
This
work.
is why we hug after the show.
That's why we hug after the show. What I said was, with pork chops, if you're going to use barbecue sauce, a lot of barbecue is mustard based, and
It
that's
is.
why
It
that's
totally
why
is.
people
Literally, you did not say that yesterday.
1,000% I
Pull
said
the
that.
tape. Here's the thing. And
Applesauce.
Then,
I asked
after
about
the show.
I asked about applesauce. Is what I asked.
Oh, I
about.
like applesauce.
There you go.
After
had
the
that
show,
forever.
our nephew Cooper, our intern right now,
We
he
got Uncle
texted
Lon
in.
and nephew Cooper.
Yeah, I was going to say, where is he?
He only does Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, is that what? Okay,
he's lazy.
All right.
He's
Yeah,
lazy.
what the heck? These kids today.
I know. And so he texted that his grandma texted him and said, "Yeah, mustard on pork chops. It's great."
He
and
did
I
send this to
said,
him.
we won the war. We don't have to salvage food anymore to create meals.
Oh,
We're
that's what
good."
you meant by that.
Yes, we don't have to throw everything together
I
to
gotta
create
tell
a
you,
meal.
I
We
gotta
won
tell
the-
you.
guys, we're good.
I was helping the kiddos with their homework, Lon. I swear to God, I saw that text. I had no idea what the hell he was talking
It's like,
about.
what?
So all I said was "Granny rules." Like that's all I said.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you talking
I
about?"
was like, love it. Granny rules.
God,
I
is
had no
awesome.
idea.
We're
Now-
not going to war anymore.
I will say this: if I'm making a ham or something, I always put brown sugar cinnamon with mustard. So I always add mustard to like a barbecue flavor or something like
Yeah.
that. So I
think
see
if
where you're
it's-
going.
If it's an additive, that's different.
Right.
If you're just straight yellow mustard,
Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that. I'm the most plain. Like when I get ribs, I get sauce on the side. I hardly ever use it.
Yeah, I
when
like
I get
the
a
dip.
pork chop, I don't have anything on it.
Yep.
I'm really boring.
yeah. Hey, Ted in Oakland texted in, and this is probably important.
Oakland, the Aces. No.
Yeah, said, I would love to hear Lon's assessment of the Cardinals because they know that Curtis and I both think they suck. So what about you?
I didn't say they suck.
Well, they
think-
are gonna suck.
Wow, he talks a big game off air.
I didn't say they
Off
suck.
air, it was all this, that, the other. I'm not afraid. I'm going to tell you right now, as a Cubs guy, boy, this Cardinals team, they suck.
Yeah, they're
What
not
you
very
think,
good.
Lon?
I'm glad they picked a lane, and I'm glad that they finally are doing what they're doing. And there's no reason to have Brendan Donovan for the next 2 years. Number one, you're
Yeah.
probably not even going to have baseball next year. So
That's the thing, yeah.
yeah, I mean, are the DeWitts being cheap? Absolutely, they are, and they need called out for it because I've probably spent enough money at Ballpark Village to pay for one of the salaries on this team, especially with all the young kids. But I'm just glad that they're tearing it down now. You know, the Astros did this, the Cubs did this, and it led. Well, the Astros, they haven't stopped winning.
No.
The Cubs got a World Series, and of course, you know, with that crew, with Chris Bryant and that crew with Rizzo and such, but they traded for him. But anyway, it's one of those where it's like for years, and this is where I do give the Cardinals credit. They always, even in a not so competitive season, they were still pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Right, for years, like basically all my life. Now the 80s were a little bit bad. Or I'm sorry, not the 80s. The 80s were great. The 90s, I'm sorry, were a little bad. But the Cardinals have always been able to just compete and not break it all the way down. But, of course, you rode Pujols' tail for a long time with Edmonds and Beltran and that crew, Berkman and such. But I'm just glad that it's time. You know, just tear it down, get some kids in here. Let's see what happens. I did not mind the trade yesterday with Heim, pulling the trigger with the Mariners, and Kevin Wheeler, who used to join our show all the time, and then he started doing a show at KMOX from 1 to 5, so he could never join us. But he kind of, if you follow him on Twitter, he had a great breakdown of the trade and how it kind of rated with the other trades that have happened in the recent years.
And it had all the picks as well.
Exactly.
I mean, there's just an insane amount of draft picks that the
They've
Cardinals
got 6 of the top, 80?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a lot.
I mean, they've
That is
landed
a
lot of top picks out of these 3 or 4 trades that have gone on. Is there anybody left that you think could be moved, Lon, that maybe they should consider moving?
The only guys would be JoJo, Romero. Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't go somewhere, to be honest with you. But he's not making a lot of money. But he's one of the top lefty setup men in baseball right now. So I would say JoJo and maybe – no, that's probably it. I mean, because, Herrera's young. A lot of those kids are young, and I'm ready to see, like, Rynel or what's his name? Bernal or whatever. Lionel Bernal. He's the stud catcher coming up.
Yeah.
But he's probably a year or so away. But now, JJ, though, I'll be honest with you. If you said to me, hey, Lon, would you buy a ticket to go watch the Cardinals to see Brendan Donovan play? I'd be like, no. And that's nothing against Donovan. He was a great player with the Cardinals, and I hope he's one of the more likable dudes. I hope he goes and has a lot of success in Seattle. I mean, it's not in the NL, so he can go do his thing. Now, if you said to me, and I mean this 100%, Lon, would you buy a ticket to go watch J.J. Weatherholt? Yes. I cannot wait to watch that kid play second base for the next 10 years plus for the St. Louis Cardinals with and Mason went up the middle.
I was about to say, who's the face of this organization right now? Like, who's the guy? Is it Mason Wynn?
It'd be Mason.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd have to be. When you get rid of Arenado, so then you switch that over to Mason Wynn, I think.
Yeah.
JJ will quickly become that, I think. If he's as good as we think. Hopefully Jordan Walker. The funny part is they were showing the ages of the Cardinals. J.J. Weatherholt's 23. Jordan Walker's 23.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been up here for 3 years already, and yet he's the youngest kid basically on your team. So I know Cardinals fans, me included, have a lot of issues with Jordan, but I saw something with my guy Harold Reynolds. It was saying, Walker was having this great freshman year, a great rookie year, and hitting like 270, and then the Cardinals sent him down and tried to rework something. Well, they screwed him up, I think. So he just hasn't gotten back to that. I think the kid could be really good. Of course, he's like any of us that grew up watching, fastballs thinking we could hit those. We could kind of. And then as soon as you put a wrinkle in anything, it was like, oh, no, I'm not hitting that. And that's Jordan's, problem. And listen, these other teams aren't dumb. They know that Jordan Walker can't hit a slider or a curveball in the outside corner or a cutter. So that's what they do. They just feed him low and outside, and he just keeps swinging. But listen, I think the Cardinals, I really am worried about baseball next year. So it worries me that, at 55, I guess on the podcast the other day I said that twice, my age, and didn't hit drink. But it's one of those situations where, literally the next 2 years, the Cardinals they're not going to be good this year. We might even have baseball next year. And so it's like, I'm not young anymore. I don't have many more years on this earth, So it's like, I told you guys, the Blues are like the second worst team in hockey right now. They're tearing it down. They'll trade at the deadline. The Arizona Cardinals, we know just how bad they are.
Skip.
And then now my St. Louis Cardinals, the team I could always rely on. I am in absolute hell when it comes to professional sports. So thank goodness for Illinois sports.
Say, not across the board, because we got a top 5 Illini team playing tonight. Are you going to the game tonight?
I'm not. I don't go to many basketball games. I just don't.
Ooh, I do have to ask you really quick.
Yes.
Because you're famous for hanging out in the horseshoe. Mm-hmm. You're going to have the world's largest jumbotron
behind me,
right behind you, blowing your hat off.
I can't wait to see Lon on the jumbotron because that's going to happen.
Illinois never put me on there.
Just the biggest.
Oh, yeah, this is the year, buddy.
Oh, come on now. We're going to start a petition.
Great. Could they not have done it 10 years ago when I looked good? No, I don't know if I looked good 10 years ago.
I mean,
but
I was
better.
at the facility today, and you're watching them. They're tearing it apart. They're
Is
bringing
it really?
all the stuff down.
I need to go drive by there.
Well, you can't necessarily tell from behind. You got to go in the stadium, and you can see all the screens off. They'll let you in.
Evan with the well, you got to go in, Lon, and really, you're not part of that anymore.
No, if they let me in, they'll let you in. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm Lon Tay. No, that's not getting
They won't let anybody in. I was not there.
I got a good buddy from Villa Grove that kind of runs that place, so I think I could sneak in.
Well, I will say the one thing that's kind of ominous. I was talking with some guys today.
Love that word, by the way. It's a good word. One of the best words ever.
They've removed all the lettering off the board and all the screens. The only letter they've left on the board is the letter L.
Oh, well, that's not
right. So there's a giant L hanging over Memorial Stadium right now.
A giant L, huh?
Oh.
Well, whose name starts with L?
Yeah.
Dang it, I wasn't going to tell you that.
Okay.
No, but I'm with you. That is ominous.
That's not great. All
At
right.
least leave the ILL.
I know. Matt and Sydney's mad at us.
Sorry, Matt. We need to talk Illinois basketball.
Let's talk basketball. Northwestern tonight.
Matt's the one guy that, I think he always liked me on the show, but then he's like, sometimes Lon doesn't talk about what we need to talk about.
That's what.
And he's right. We are way too late talking to Illinois basketball.
I know. We only got, whatever. So
we're going into overtime.
Yeah, we'll go OT today.
Overtime. Let's catch a break, and then when we come back, all Illini basketball. How about that?
We promise.
We promise. We will. And you know what? I'm going to do a little radio trick no one knows about. All right, quick break. When we come back, we will talk.
That sounded ominous.
All that is ominous, little radio trick. All the Illini hoops you can handle with Lonte next on The Drive.
Good morning, First Federal Savings Bank. How may I direct your call?
Speak with friendly, real people during lobby hours. It matters when you call First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. A real person located at the bank, not a recording, answers your call during lobby hours. Personal, friendly service makes a difference. 217-356-BANK.
Thank you for calling. Have a great day.
Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial, Inc. Fast, friendly, and local with local loan decisions and underwriting. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
PDR Automotive in Urbana is a locally owned repair shop, and they've now serviced over 250,000 vehicles in their near 50-year history. Now, that's more than 4 times the size of a sold-out Memorial Stadium. It's more than all Division I athletes in the country combined. That's more than the entire population of Champaign County. That's more than, well, you get the idea. When you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis. That's Evan, our guy, the one, the only, Uncle Lonte in the studio with us.
So
good morning. Man, it's been a minute since I heard that. There it is.
I was just thinking about one of the message boards things we saw when our show first started.
Message boards.
Yeah, and somebody on a message board was like, hey, can someone give me the lowdown? What's going on? And they said, Derek Piper's retired, Lonte's gone, Curtis Allis is staying, and I don't know who the hell this Evan Stone guy is. And that's been kind of my motto ever since we started. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I don't know who the hell this Evan Stone guy is.
Well,
Pipes is doing well. Talked to him the other day. He's doing really well.
I sent Pipes a text here. I've sent Derek more than just a couple of texts, but is this little girl's birthday the other day?
Yeah.
They had those pictures online.
She's so cute.
He's a real dad.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Look
awesome.
at that.
And she makes him look just so handsome when he's holding her, too.
Okay, Matt and Sydney has asked this question about 12 times.
Oh, boy.
Let's get to it, Uncle Lon.
When Bam Bam comes back, how good can Illinois be is what he asked. But let me ask you this question, too. Do you think it's going to affect what we've seen over the last couple of games with
Keaton?
Yeah, I mean, just who this team's been.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why I think that. I think that Kylan is smart enough to realize what's happening with Keaton Wagler. And I think he understands. I mean, I think Kylan, his number one role on this team, as we know, I think, is defense. Is defense. So it's one of those situations where, yeah, sure, will it mix it up a little bit? Will it mess up a little bit of the flow? But let's don't forget they were winning with Kylan.
Yep.
So it's not like all of a sudden he gets hurt and then we go on this unbelievable tear, even though we kind of have. Me being professional Illinois, not we. I'm not part of it, but it is. I think if Kylan just can come back and just focus more on that defensive end. The other thing I think that will help, and I don't know that we discuss this enough, but this team isn't really deep all of a sudden. With Kylan out.
They're rolling with 7 players.
Exactly. So, Petrovic never plays. So when you think about that, this is a grind right now you're in. And that can have an effect on you come March, right? When all of a sudden you're at the end of a 30-game schedule and you're maybe not as fresh as you hope they'd be. Whenever Illinois has this 1 week break, because I think every Big Ten team gets basically a week break, they need to just rest. But long story short, I think adding Kylan back in there will really help get a little bit of a break for a lot of these guys. Now, I'll be honest with you. These are college kids, right? When I was in college, I could go to the rec for 3 hours and play basketball.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. You're in the shape of your life.
Yeah.
You got nothing to do, just have fun, go to class a couple hours and you just go run it off right at the rec center. So it's not like these kids can't handle this, but certainly I think getting Kylan back adds that next depth piece to that team. I think he is a guy that's smart enough to realize this is Keaton's team offensively.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Yeah,
understandably. And but yet I think Kylan helps you out tremendously on the other end. And you're going to run into some teams, but it has been amazing, though, how they've just – I mean, I gave Stojakovic some crap on Twitter. That kid blanketed Sanford in the second half against Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
It was unbelievable. And I think Stojakovic is the one guy that is really affected by Wagler. I can't imagine that Stojakovic came to this team thinking, well, I'm going to score 8 points a game. I think he came here thinking I'm going to score 17 to 20. Yep. And now all of a sudden he's kind of had to take a backseat to Keaton. And I don't think Kylan really cares. In other words, I'm sure Kylan would love to score. Don't get me wrong. We all do. But it's one of those, he
wants to win.
Let's win.
He wants to win.
Get a W.
That's exactly right. So, and I've been impressed with Stojakovic on the other end and what he's been able to do. And I love Mirkovic. He gives you an edge.
I like Merck too.
Oh, somebody. Did you see the picture of he and his family, his mom and dad?
Correct me if I'm wrong. His old man's sneaking the middle finger in the picture too.
Oh, is he? Oh, I didn't see that.
I swore his dad's flipping the bird.
Oh, he might be. I did that, by the way, at our prom. A prom picture that showed up in the Villa Grove High School yearbook.
Let's go.
It was like 8 guys, and we're all huddled around, and I kind of had the finger.
You had the one out.
And there it is in the yearbook, Villa Grove High School, 1988. I'm like,
nobody caught it.
Nobody caught it. Mom,
they're going to do a reprint
I think
soon.
Mom found out about it, and she wasn't very pleased, but
I
think Dad kind of snickered.
Yeah, I call David the bedhead assassin.
Yeah,
because that dude is just like, I just woke up and play the clip, play the sound.
Oh, I was informed I shouldn't play one of the clips, but I can play.
We can't play all.
I had that thought, and that's it.
I had that thought, and that's it.
But his dad, somebody tweeted out, he's like, if I've never seen a photo of somebody that I thought was going to look exactly like I thought he was going to look more than Mirkovic's dad. But no, Mirkovic has this, he's got an edge about him, man. Now, I think he went a little overboard at West Lafayette when they won the game and he just kind of pounced over to the, crowd, it's easy. Those things, I believe in karma. And those things can kind of come back to bite you a little bit, But I love his edge, and then what Big Z's given you on defense is amazing.
Man.
He's all defensive, I think, Big Ten.
He might be the best shot blocker in college basketball.
I agree with you. He's amazing.
He's in the team photo if he's not. My goodness. Was it 3.5 blocks a game
it's
he's averaging
amazing.
now? It's over 3 now.
And
Can
I
you
think
cut
Tommy,
that soundbite? I agree with you. He said, I agree with you. Just go ahead and cut that.
Oh, Lon agreed with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
Wow, absolutely not.
I'm staying out of this. But no, and Tommy, I think, is your X factor. That guy had an unbelievable game against Nebraska. I think, tied for the lead in rebounds.
Yeah.
He scored 10, hit 2 threes, and He's a guy that we keep wanting more from, and I'm not going to lie to you. In fact, I got mad at Brad Underwood one day. I got mad at Brad because, like, Tommy,
Brad, close your ears.
Tommy had about 3 or 4 games where he did not look like the Tommy we know, and I understand all he's been through. I get everything he's coming back from. But then he had that really good game, and, the media, the press was like, hey, what about Tommy? And then, Underwood's like, you guys start this crap, and he said the S word. And I'm like, you know what, though, Brad? It's real. It's real. He was not playing good basketball.
He was not.
And don't tell us, we know basketball too, Brad. Maybe we don't know as well as you, but we know basketball. We have eyes. We understand what's going on.
You go.
So, but I'm glad to see that Tommy's starting to kind of work back into it. And I think now, to give Brad credit, it's amazing how they've worked all of those guys into their roles.
Well, that's just it right there, Lon.
Yep.
That's just it right there. If Keaton Wagler isn't doing Keaton Wagler things, maybe Tommy is a much, much bigger story this year.
Amen.
And you're not talking about a
Keaton
big...
hides all that.
When you've got a kid that just gets his... Like,
it's unbelievable.
25, 30 feet out. Effortless from beyond the arc.
The guy that is leading our Villa Grove Fantasy Big Ten league has Keaton Wagler, and he's undefeated.
You got a as someone said, drink whenever Curtis says, wait a minute, you got a fantasy college
Wait a
league?
minute. It's the best thing ever. These guys have done it since...
I didn't know this was a thing.
Like 1990. I do the scoring by hand.
Yeah?
Because we
That's
don't
old
have...
school.
By hand.
I used to have to do that for fantasy football back in the day, in 92. And then all of a sudden, Yahoo and ESPN started coming out with leagues. But I don't even know if they could do it for the NCAA basketball. But now that the kids get paid, they could probably do it.
Touché.
I've always said I want to go introduce myself to some kid at Illinois that is in computers and say, hey, you want to make millions here? You and I, let's put this thing together.
Yahoo tried something, it's been probably 10 years ago now, where they tried fantasy college football. And the scoring was off the chart. It was insane.
Oh, crazy.
All right, you get some random kid from Southern or something like that. I'm making this up. They goes for 200 yards receiving, but they did it for 1 year and then they got rid of it. So nobody else is doing it.
No, it's an amazing league. And if anybody, I've always told everybody, if anybody wants to find out about it, get 9 of your buddies together and do it. It's incredible. But anywho, the kid that drafted Wagler is undefeated in our league, and there's kind of a reason for that with Keaton Wagler because he's been unbelievable.
I know. Curtis, I would just like I checked the Instagram, the draft results. My mom voted for you.
Oh.
Well, what a wonderful woman.
What the heck?
Well, God bless her.
Why?
What a wonderful lady.
She must have missed
She's
it.
a very nice mom.
I love her integrity, right? She's not just going to throw the vote in. Well, this is my son. I got to vote for him.
Without looking at any of the lists, just off the top of your head, do you have a favorite all-time halftime show, Lon? Do you have one where that was a good show?
The one I was at in Tampa was Springsteen. I think that was right.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Man, I didn't even think of
He
that one.
didn't
That's
get
the one
drafted.
where Bruce, he slid into the camera, groin first into the camera.
Groin first.
Right into your living room.
I liked Snoop did it one year, right?
That was 2022. He was out with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
That was a good
I liked
one.
that one. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I tune out of the halftime show. Really.
Lon's at Lindy's slip and slide by the time.
Yeah, right. I heard you talking about that.
That's,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't get crazy political.
I don't think it will.
I'm just not.
I don't think it will.
Whatever side you're on, I just don't. I don't need to hear it.
I just want to be entertained.
Yes, exactly. I don't need to hear it.
Entertain me.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to hear my political views, and I don't need to hear anybody else's, to be honest with you. So I just hope that they stay above that and just have fun with it. I mean, there's been some halftime shows that I've really enjoyed. They're not coming to me right now. I think I even liked, was it Creed?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I wish.
They did not.
I had that thought, and that's it.
They did not. They did halftime for the Cowboys at Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's what it was. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't Creed.
Creed's awesome.
What was the band? How come they can't get
I mean,
why can't they just get what's the heavy metal? Come on,
Metallica.
Yeah, why can't they just get Metallica out there?
There's petitions that are out every year to have them do it.
I do think.
Come on.
I think some bands are too big for the Super Bowl halftime.
Where's
show.
Chesney, man? Yeah. Do they get paid? I don't think they get paid.
They do not. That's the dirty little secret. Is
They
basically,
have to pay.
it's a paid you're doing a paid commercial.
Well, and
basically,
let's be honest,
Yeah.
you're getting yourself in front of
Hundreds
Bad Bunny's
of-
getting himself in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I
no,
mean, how many
agree.
people have Googled Bad Bunny in the last 3 months, you know?
My boys know him. I don't know him that well, but I like Pitbull. Like that'd be a good one. Pitbull's going to be
He's
over.
been a part
in
of him one year. He was a part of
Pitbull,
it.
Kesha.
Mm-hmm.
Kesha, yeah.
Pitbull and Lil Jon
Timber.
they're touring. Pitbull and Lil Jon.
Pitbull's going to be over in
Indy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not in Indy, in Noblesville. Or
Yeah.
are we thinking the same thing? My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Lon's going to be there.
Listen, I'd go see a
I'd
Pitbull
go.
concert.
I'd go.
The last one I went to over there was Zach
Brown Band.
That was so good.
So I don't know if he's coming to Indy, but he just announced a tour with Brothers Osborne as
Yes,
well. So that'll be a
he's
fun
not coming
one.
to.
Nah.
He's not.
Well, you know, I do the same thing. Anonymous Randy will text us sometimes.
Anonymous Randy.
Randy in
Our
Urbana.
guy, Anonymous Randy.
And he'll say, "Week's over, beer in hand, entertain me, boys."
Hell
and that's how I
yes.
feel about the halftime show.
Well, and that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, it is a cool thing. I mean, it's a cool spectacle. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just.
What are you doing for the Super Bowl? You going to just chill at home? You
I
doing
never do
anything?
anything for the Super Bowl.
I used to host.
Super Bowl parties are the worst.
I used to host, and they were